Alright, so this is where we have Quake, Ghost, and Kitty Pride bands. Alright, so Boss Island, Null, you have Hood and Symbiote Supreme, Mangog, you have S99 and Quicksilver, Maw, you have S99 and Overseer, Arcus, you have Doom, maybe even Symbiote Supreme, Rintraw, you have Immortal Abomination and Scorpion, Terrax, you have S99 or Hood, Void, any half immune, debuff, detox, or Falcon, King Groot, you have Symbiote Supreme and Hood. 1 through 3 in section 2 on the way out, Anti-Venom, you're going to go with Falcon, or you could use any of the debuff, detox options as well and just stick to strike counter. Path 1 there, Guardian, really anyone. You can use Gallon or Hulkling, and then for Korg, you can use Gallon or you can use Warlock. Path 2, Peni, Gallon or Hulkling, and then Domino, Omega Sentinel or Nimrod with Odin pre-fights. And then Path 3, Silver Surfer, you've got Claire or Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then for Mordo, like Doom or any evade kind of counter. So Falcon could still technically work there as well. There's no armor up, so no worry about shock there. 4 through 6 on the way out, long shot, you've got Rolk and Titania. On the way in, Gallon could use Blade, or you can use Hood or Symbiote Supreme. Can just get a little sketchy with the powers things, so just watch out. Path 4, Omega Sentinel, you've got, you could use Rolk. You can also use Nebula, and then for Bishop, Rolk, or Colossus. And then Path 5 there, Scorp, you've got Magneto, or you can use any other poison immune. And then for Kitty Pride, Omega Sentinel or Nimrod. Path 6, Annihilus, you can use one of the Magnetos, either of them. And then for Apocalypse, Nimrod or Cap Sam. 7 through 9 on the way out, Gore, you've got S99 or Symbiote Supreme or Hood with Odin pre-fights. On the way in, Immortal Abomination, you have Ultron, and you have Overseer, and you have Omega Red. Path 7, Omega Red or Apocalypse for Kingpin, and then for Mojo, S99, or any of the other science champs that'll counter him, like Titania or Mr. Negative. Path 8, Warlock, you've got Nebula, or you've got Gallon or Hulkling. And then Path 9, Wong, Thing can work, so can Ant-Man. And then for Cersei, Hood or Symbiote Supreme with those Odin pre-fights as well. All right, back to section 2, 1 through 3 on the way in. Quicksilver, you've got Overseer, or you've got Gallon. Fury there, you've got Archangel, Apocalypse, Omega Red, or Havoc. Hulkling there, Hood or Symbiote Supreme with Odin pre-fights as well. 1 through 3 on the way out, CGR, you've got Gallon, you've got S99, and then Path 1, Thing, Mephisto, you can go S99, or you can use Apocalypse. Path 2, Valkyrie, Apocalypse, or Omega Red. And then Mr. Negative, I mean, really could use anyone, but you can go with Fury or Falcon for the node. And then for Nimrod there in Path 3, Gallon or Hulkling. 4 through 6 on the way out, Chavez, you've got Mr. Negative and Doom. Path 4 there, Claire, any of the debuff, detox, but Overseer is going to be your best since he's nullify immune, or take it when the boss is down. Path 5, Doom, you've got Mr. Negative or Titania, and then for Nova, you've got either Magneto, really. And then Path 6, Wiccan, you can go with Rolk. You can also go with any other Incinerate immune, so even Havoc would work decently well as well. 7 through 9 on the way out, Spam, you've got Falcon as probably your top option, and then any of the other debuff detox, but spam special ones when you get them. Don't hold on to them. 7, Sasquatch, you can go with Apocalypse or Archangel or Cable, nuke him down. And then for Man-Thing, you can go with Rolk, you can go with Titania, you can go with S99. You could S99 the whole path, actually. Path 8, Hyperion, you have Doom, you have Hood, you have Symbiote Supreme. Path 9, Mr. Fantastic. Probably your top option is Falcon, or use any of the other skill champ debuff detox options that do not place non-damaging debuffs. So Gwenpool, for example. And then for Weapon X, you have Nimrod, Omega Sentinel, any of the robots, really. So that does it for defense. Let's take a look at attack. All right, so this War 8, we're against PBT. Today I am taking in Nimrod, Falcon, and Odin. I have Path 9 in Section 1 and Path 2 in Section 2, and a mini-boss on Boss Island. So I awakened Nimrod and sigged him up for this war. He's only rank 3, and Odin is actually being brought for pre-fights, but also gets a fight. So Path 9 here, Mr. Fantastic to start. We're going to take this with Falcon. We're going to block and trigger locked on, and then from there, we're going to pretty much try and end the fight. In last war, this was a rank 4. And I had to push a special 1 outside of locked on to try and end it, and I didn't. So the hope here is obviously that within this first locked on, I actually KO this Mr. Fantastic. So building crit passives, crit damage passives from the potential chance he'd evade, which he's not, because there are no non-damaging debuffs, and this kind of adds to the whole, why did Mr. Fantastic evade from one non-damaging debuff when you're preventing it? It's because of some ability accuracy up. But he goes down super easy, super nice, full yellow bar. Next we move on, Weapon X here we're taking with Nimrod. We're going to start with a PS1. I'm going to parry while I'm in Titan, just waiting out the Incinerate phase, and then hopefully we'll be close enough to Special 2 and we'll be at 10 charges protocols. That when we activate Special 2, we enter Eradicate, and we get the benefit of both, and he just melts from the Special 2 shocks. A little bit easier here with Weapon X since he has the regen, so even though I'm parrying here at the start, once it goes into poison, when I start fighting, I can actually build more charges there. And actually one more hit, and I would have pushed him into Berserk on that second hit. Instead it goes on that last, and down goes Weapon X. Pretty big joke of a fight. We move on. Falcon taking spam here on 21. Trick with spam. Even though he's going to prevent the evade with locked on, Falcon is. If you're throwing special 1s constantly, you keep his nonsense from building, and therefore you keep him from kind of evading and whatnot. So my game plan here was that I figured I was going to bait out a Special 2 or even a Special 1 outside of locked on and just take it into my block. The Special 2 specifically, not the Special 1. So it's going well here. Not even 50% on the locked on, but we're at 50% health. There's a Special 1 almost right away. We actually gave him 2 charges. And pretty unfortunate here, I decided to bait out the Special 2 because obviously I don't want to push him to Special 3. Between the block damage and the parrying, I actually get pushed to Special 1 outside of locked on. And I noticed that, so I decided to throw the Special 1 right about here because it took me a little bit to actually realize that it was there. 8 up is unblockable, so we're good. Locked on is ready, so now we don't have to worry about evade, and we just decide to go ahead and lay into him to KO him. So Falcon doing the job. Move on, Section 2, Path 2. Peni here we're actually going to take with Odin. So he's got the Fury buff, so he's got the increased attack rating. So we should be able to remove the shield pretty easily from hitting into her block. And the game plan here was to push her to Special 2s. However, I was not entirely confident with that idea, or sorry, not confident, comfortable with that idea, because if I just fail dexing or holding block for the Special 2, it would be KO. I did want to heavy 3 times to get the bonus combat rate buffs. But you see there, she ended up getting spider charges off the special 1, so now I have to remove the shield, and now that it's gone, I'm going to heavy. And this will help me increase my combat power rate. Now I am going to end into blocks, and she just wasn't having it there, decided to throw that special 1. And at this point, what this means is that she's actually going to have enough charges to power drain me when I'm at special 3. So here I was waiting for the shield to come back before I pushed her, and she threw special 1. Now that the shield's back and I got power drained, we're back to removing the shield. No big deal. And I could have gone the extra mile here, and once I remove this shield, she's being a little stubborn. Actually power drained myself a little bit more. Before throwing this special 3, I could have gotten the Odin Force ready. But between just trying to get her to turtle and making sure... Oh, I did get the Odin Force ready. Yay. So with the Odin Force ready, we're going to throw this special 3. It's just going to extend buffs, not a big deal. We're really looking for the double Fury here. And if she had enough health, we were going to build the special 2 and finish it. But we're going to end up comboing her out before we can even get to special 2. So Odin putting in work. Shield's coming back. Got to get this special 2 ready. Didn't move. Good. Now we're going to remove the shield. One more combo should do it. And then from here, we're going to finish her. So I could have thrown the special 1. I decided not to. And she just goes down in a combo. So Odin, first ever war using him. Very easy champ to use. Move on. Place Odin pre-fights here on Domino. We're going to take this with Nimrod. Domino doesn't have any healing or regen or prowess. So we're really just building these protocol charges off of well-timed blocks in Titan. And same thing here. We're going to PS1. Once we get to 10 charges, we're going to drop the special 2. We're going to enter Eradicate, and it should nuke her down. I believe this gets her close, but we end up having to build to another special 1, or to a special 1 to finish it. And because of that weapon X fight and not having enough power once I hit 10 protocol, I decided to combo here after doing the parry. So we're almost there. We're not building any charges there because we weren't in Titan when we did the well-timed block, but as soon as we switched protocols, we got the last 2. And then the special 2 just nukes her down, and then the special 1 just finishes her. Should not have thrown that special 1 while she was lucky, but we got lucky, so... Moving on, Anti-Venom here with Falcon. I actually haven't taken Anti-Venom here. I've taken Thing here, but not with Falcon. With Falcon, the worry is that with the regen and dashing back so much and the way Thing actually works with protection and everything, that it could get kind of tricky and regenning him all the way back. Anti-Venom, not so much of the worry. I actually thought for some reason Locked On prevented strike counter, and I find out in the middle of this fight it doesn't. So here we have to get rid of this debuff. So we're taking our blocked hits or dexing when we can. It's gone. Now we get Locked On, baiting out a heavy or getting a reparry. Now we're going to town, and I was not paying attention to strike counter because, as I said, I thought Locked On was going to prevent it. So there's some unblockable charges, and once I see those, I throw the special 1. Still not a big deal. We're going to throw the next special 1 as soon as we get it so that there's no risk of building more charges. And we're going to exit Locked On. And here I'm trying to get this special 2 out, but these large, extra large champs, they just like to keep swinging. So I eventually get cornered here, and instead of putting up with this, I decide, hey, we used an invulnerability. Let's push him to special 3. Let's get him to 0 power. Let's get ourselves out of the corner, prevent ourselves from continuously dexing and healing him up. So from here, Locked On is ready. I thought I was going to get locked on before I ate that heavy. Waiting for the next heavy. We go in, do the special 2, and that finishes the fight. So, pretty simple. Move on, last fight of the war. This Void here on 49. Anyways, we're going to go in. we're going to bait out a heavy. We've practiced double dexing the heavy so that we can get locked on prepared in during the heavy animation. And then from there, it's just laying into him. I did decide to throw on power backs just to kind of have fun with it. Figured I'm not using them, I might as well. And we're just going to play pretty aggressive while he's locked on. And Void is just not having it with heavy attacks. He'd just rather hit into my block. I think the next one's a full combo into block. He does it at least 1 or 2 times. Throw the special 1 here since locked on's about to end. We don't eat the special 2 this time. Now we get ready for our corner dexing on heavy attacks. And we're just waiting for locked on to refresh. It's ready to go. Lock on, there's the heavy. Now we fight. And somehow an unsteady debuff makes it through, which was kind of frustrating. So here we're going to use the special 2, work ourselves out of the corner. Oh, okay, so the intimidating debuff, there it is. So a large chunk of my health between blocking that special 2 and this debuff. Unfortunate. Waiting for locked on to come back. We could lay into him now that we're debuff immune. Rather just stay here in the corner and get locked on. And then back into him. So as long as you're comfortable with this heavy attack against the wall, and you know when to try and lock on while you're there, it's pretty straightforward, pretty safe fight. Block damage here is just building up from blocking, I think, 2 special 2s and that 1 debuff making it through. But he goes down there. So that was the end of my war. Super satisfying war. A decent load. Our battle group beat theirs 7-1. So we did a good job. And then we ended up actually winning this war 13-4. So a pretty good war for us. Was pretty happy with that win. That puts us at 6-2. Yeah, so we got 4 more wars left. We just got to win the ones we're supposed to. We should easily land in Masters, but that was a fun war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next one.